Hello friends, welcome to my new vlog. I'm here at my nice tidy desk. That's been such a blessing for me. I'm afraid the rest of this room is pretty chaotic, but it doesn't matter. This is a good start. So it's the final week of January. I got out my tiger kind of Valentine mug, even though it's Valentine's Day is not for another couple of weeks away. I've got some peppermint tea. It's very nice. Today has been really rainy, as you've seen. I feel quite lucky that I was able to be at home today because, yeah, it's just not really a day that you kind of want to be setting off in doing all kinds of stuff. I was looking back at my goals that I set for at the beginning of January, and I have fulfilled some of them, you know, which was spending time with friends. I have seen my friends quite a bit, and yesterday I met up with one friend. I went to London, and I'm going to put in a bit of footage about my trip to London after this introduction, and it was so nice to see that friend again. The thing about living kind of away from where you were, obviously, is it's harder to meet up with people, but you appreciate it more when you do. So in this vlog, I want to do a few more Valentine activities and just catch you up to what I'm doing, and you know, I'll definitely try and do something non-Valentine-y as well. But I would say on the whole that for me, life is settling down. It's been a good first anniversary in this house, and I think good things are bubbling along, and February's looking optimistic. I think I could have been more cheerful in January. I really, at the beginning of January, as I said before, I was very kind of excited and buoyed up, and like I wanted to feel really positive all through January, and my resolutions really helped me. And if I just show you again, my Louise Hay affirmations, tearing off the page every day, it's really helped me to feel like life is not running away from me, that I'm in control of my time. It's not, put it down, it's not kind of controlling me or running away from me. So that's really helped. So yeah, I think next year I could possibly do January better. Mind you, maybe we all could. And who knows what February is going to bring. Often February is still pretty cold, isn't it? But maybe it'll be a bit brighter. Anyway, now I will put in that footage of my trip to London, and I really hope that you enjoy it. Hello London again. Terry meets Julie, Waterloo Station. Amazing. Okay, I'm going to meet my friend. Royal Waterloo Hospital for Children and Women. What a wonderful building. I'm sorry people need hospitals, but I wish I could just see what it was like in those days. Okay. I'm early to see my friend, so I'm just popping into the BFI. It's amazing to be here in London, and oh, there's nowhere like it in the world. All the Twin Peaks DVDs. I should have a Twin Peaks weekend. Okay, this is just really all really tempting. I feel too scruffy to have my picture taken, but apparently these have all been donated by David Lynch fans. So wow. Who killed Laura Palmer? Oh, what an amazing lunch. Oh, thank you. Comptoir Libanais. Seagull. St Paul's Cathedral in the background. Feed the birds. I wish I had some bird food with me. Oh, he's so cute. I think he's a baby. He doesn't want to talk to me. Okay. I don't think I've been here since before COVID, but I think the mudlarks come along here to try and find coins and stuff. It's like a beach on the banks of the Thames. And yeah, Gabriel's Wharf. I used to come along here and have pizza sometimes, I think. Okay, I'm gonna maybe go to the Tate Modern. I'm in the Oxo Tower. I'm looking out at the back. There's the different muses. Euterpe, Terpsichore, Melpomene, Thalia, Calliope, Erato, Clio, Polymnia, Uri. There used to be a shop in the Oxo Tower called Bunny London, and they had retro style children's clothes, and it was really cute, but I see no sign of them. They've probably been gone from here for many years, but I just kind of wondered if Bunny London was still here. But London's full of these amazing sights. Okay, on to the Tate, just quickly. It's kind of bleak looking, but this is the Tate Modern from the outside. Again, I've not been here for a couple of years at least. So head inside. Isn't this stunning? The turbine hall is always amazing. I don't want to invade those people's privacy, but they give a scale of how huge this artwork is. If you've not been to the Tate Modern, it used to be a power station, and now it's an art gallery, and it's really amazing. You always see incredible things here. I love the Tate shop. It's the Gorilla Girls. Okay. Do women have to be naked to get into the Met Museum? Oh gosh. Gorilla Girls. The advantage of being a woman artist. Ooh. The art of behaving badly. You go, girl. I can't believe I still have to protest this shit. Cool. They're actually bits of fur, that huge sculpture. Kind of animal hides. Okay.
This is a soccer team.
So this carpeted wall, you're invited to leave a mark on it. What a morning. The wind is really howling as well. Oh, my trees are... It's all looking a bit wild. Still raining down. Hello, Bones. Oh, ooh, yeah, it's a stormy day. Hello, Cookie. Aren't we grateful we don't have to go out? Okay. Okay. Yes, it was amazing to see London. Whenever I'm in London, I have sometimes a slightly bittersweet feeling like this used to be my home and now it's not. But, you know, it's still very accessible. I'm closer to London than, 99.9% of people in the world. I was just very lucky that it used to be, I could have been in the middle of London at the BFI, in about 35 minutes. And that was amazing. I was quite stunned to see David Lynch exhibition at the BFI. I love David Lynch. I love Twin Peaks. I've got all the box sets and, I haven't watched them while I was in this house, but I think I'm going to see them again now. That was very special, seeing the Red Room. Never forget that. Although it's, you know, out of the realms of possibility, I'm very sad David Lynch has died. I'll never really get to meet him or even, you know, work on something he was doing, which I would have loved. But, you know, you can't do everything. And I really appreciate the work he did and love Twin Peaks. And yeah, that was just really special. I also loved those candles of the film directors. I thought the Alfred Hitchcock one was wonderful, but at £50 it would be an extravagance, and you could never light it. I mean, it's just going to have to be a kind of wax sculpture, isn't it? Yeah. So that was really special, and now I will show you something a bit Valentine-y that I've been doing. So here we are at my dressing table. Yes, it's nice to do. I'm going to do a little bit of sewing with the candle on. You don't really need candlelight at the moment because it's actually the middle of the day, but it's just nice to feel kind of atmospheric. Years ago, a friend of my father's, gave me this little lady who's actually a music box. I might try and put her on later. And she never had a boyfriend, so this year recently on eBay, I got this little Victorian gentleman, and he's got some flowers in his hand, and he's like about to give her some flowers. And I'm hoping that she's a bit happier having a boyfriend. And then here I have a little sort of statue of Cupid, which is just plastic. I painted that gold. And then I've got some nice little candles here. I love candles with rose print on them. And yeah, there's another one there. And yeah, that's one of my dressing tables anyway. It's nice. Okay, let me show you what I'm sewing. Yes, here I am. I just found this pink fan the other day. Sometimes as an actress it's useful to have a fan. But, I mean, yeah, I haven't needed one for a while, but when I used to do more Oscar Wilde plays and stuff, it was useful to have fans. Anyway, keep finding things as I unpack my house. Here is my my sewing project, which looks a bit kind of random. The truth is, years ago, I knitted this up. It's actually a kind of woolen heart. It's a slightly kind of long-shaped heart. And I think probably I didn't have any stuffing. And maybe I put it to one side and forgot. And as I do now have stuffing, because I got some for Christmas. So I thought basically I would try and just sew up this heart and then stuff it and see. So let me show you what I'm doing. Heart. And I'm just going to basically over sew it so that it's going to close up. It's terribly simple. It's a strange thing, you know, when you're a crafty person, you will sometimes just take on things and then either forget about them or, sorry, I'm trying to stay in focus, forget about them or not have something you need to finish. But I think it's always good to try and finish if you can. I think I do remember a number of years ago, I love this colour of pink and I had quite a big ball of this pink wool, but I think possibly the other bits of it got used up, so I'm really hoping that I've left long enough sort of thread tails here that I will be able to sew up the sides. Otherwise I'll have to maybe try and use a contrasting colour, which would be a bit jarring, I think. Try and just make it work. There's something just so sort of peaceful about even doing the most simple hand sewing. It's I think probably because it requires your concentration, and you cannot really sew and do something else at the same time. So I can see that in the past when women really had to sew or not have clothes or sheets and things, they must have sometimes kind of really resented sewing, but kind of had to do it. And but if you could get yourself to enjoy sewing, then it is a time when you could kind of focus and be a bit distracted from other things in your life, which is, you know, all to the good. Okay. Although I sometimes like modern things, you know, I do also love Victoriana and I love sort of retro styles. and I remember I saw this dressing table in a junk shop in Kingston when I first moved to London, and I was able to get it and the wardrobe that went with it. And I remember in the movie Bull Durham, Susan Sarandon's character has quite a similar sort of dressing table, and she also has got quite sort of modern and old-fashioned style. Bull Durham's a great movie. Okay, I think I'll sew up a bit more and come back to you in a minute when I've finished. So here is the heart shape. I've now sort of sewn over this pointy bit at the bottom, so it's looking a lot more kind of recognizable. And then I've got lots of like stuffing here that I remember I got at Christmas for doing that Christmas decoration. That was actually a heart shape as well, but it was that dark green heart shape. I've still got so much of that fabric left. And I've got, whoop, oh dear, it's going everywhere. I've got so much, mind you, it's good because I like making things like this. It's quite nice if you have time, you know. In January, doing knitting, it is a very sort of cozy sort of hobby. Let me get a bit more stuffing. Oh, I hope my little lady likes her boyfriend. I have to say that I really kind of wanted to get like a gentleman in a smoking jacket, but I could never see one. So he's got kind of he's an early Victorian guy, and I think she's more like 1880s with that crinoline. However, hopefully she likes him, and hopefully she's pleased that I got him. Okay, so that's one half of the heart kind of all pumped up. Put in a tiny bit more maybe. Oh dear. Okay. Right, that's probably enough, and then I will sew that up and I will come back to you when I've got that done, and I'll do the last bit. I'm so relieved I left enough tails of wool on this heart so that, you know, because I don't know if I have this wool now, so it's really good. Okay, sometimes you think ahead and it's great. Okay, here is one, it's like two bunny ears. One bunny ear is done. Now I just need to do the last one, and then we'll see how it looks. I have a feeling this was from a kind of Scandinavian craft book. Was it Tonya Hardman or something? I'll have to look into it. Anyway, yeah, it should be finished for Valentine's Day this year. Okay, friends, there's my finished heart. It's a very strange thing because I think I knitted this heart like a number of years ago, and here it is, it's finally finished, and I'm kind of wondering if that's symbolical of something. It would be nice if I could get like a little rose or something to put there as a kind of trimming. Maybe I'll go out today and see if I can find something. But for the time being, that's my heart. And I will today try and find out what book it came from, just in case you're interested. Hello friends, I'm afraid I ran out of space there a few days ago when I was putting this heart together. It is quite nice. I went to the haberdashery shop and I got a kind of pink rose, which I thought might look quite jolly on there. I'll sew it on soon and I will show you it, but here we go. And it wasn't Tonya Hardman, it was a lady called, what's this by? It's not the right one. Ton Finanger, that was it. I don't think Ton Finanger actually wrote this book, but that was who I was mixing it up with. Let's see. Oh no, this is a Ton Finanger book. Okay. She has some sort of long-shaped hearts in her, in some of her crafty books. This was the one I could find. It's the Christmas one. But I don't know if it was actually her knitted heart that I found, but it is her kind of style, and I do recommend Ton Finanger's books. They are lovely. That's a Christmas one. But whether this was her heart or not, I don't know. She does do long hearts. Anyway, I'm glad I finally sewed it up. I'm sure it means something esoterically. So that's good. And what is this, you may ask yourself? It's a St Bridget's Day cross. I went down to a little stream near my house and I got some what I thought were rushes, but I think they must have just been sort of grasses because they don't really look like the rushes that I saw on the YouTube videos for making a St Bridget's or St Bride's Day cross. If I try and hold it up, you sort of weave the reeds around one another, I've not done too badly considering they were very flimsy little bits of grass. So tonight is 31st of January today. Tonight I will put this outside my house, and I have a book here, The Celtic Year. So I will see if there's anything I should sort of say to St Bridget or St Bride. And yeah, I'm really pleased I did that. I think it's quite cute, and hopefully St Bride will bless my house tonight as February comes tomorrow morning. Well, at midnight actually. Well, here in my book of Celtic festivals, this book is about how Celtic festivals are intertwined with Christian festivals. This is a traditional picture of St Brigid or St Bride. And then they say that, if I go over here, there was a traditional St Bridget, the Abbess of Kildare in central plain of Ireland. Here by the walls of her abbey, a fire was tended by her nuns, and only women were allowed near it. See, so Bridget has an affinity with the Celtic gods and the Virgin Mary. So anyway, that is my St Bridget's cross, and yes, I'll put it out later. I'm sorry to go on about it. I'm just quite excited that I've done this. One thing I really love about books like this, and even about my daily ritual of tearing off the daily sheet for the day, is I feel like I'm in control of time. It's not running away from me. So there we go. A lot of my ancestors are Irish and of course Scottish. So there we go. I'm being Celtic. And I'll put it out. Well, after the rain, the sun. There's definitely some sun today. Hi Cookie. Hello. It's nice today. Friends, I've had a miniature miracle. I was going through my mum's tools and I found this thing she once bought called the Miracle Tap Sprayer. And I just, an off chance, just tried fitting it onto this tap here, which is very sort of old and tatty looking, and it fit. And look, if I put on the tap, it can direct the spray around. And I've really found this tap frustrating because I couldn't move the spray around. So thank you, Mum, and thank you to the Miracle Tap Sprayer. It worked perfectly, because I think it'll be a long time before I can get a new sink or new taps. So that's just amazing. Wow. It's really good to do a tidy up sometimes. I can't get over it. And then there's this really cute thing that says, Miracle Tap Sprayer cleans your sink in a wink. Well, it has. And that's great. It's like a housewarming present from my mum. She must have bought this years ago. And it's just what I've needed to push the water around the sink to clean. Hi friends, I hope you've had a good week. It's been quite busy for me. I've been to London, but I don't think I'll put my second London trip into this vlog. I might keep it for my next vlog. I have in front of me some of my broken fairies from Christmas. I don't know if you remember, I got a sort of bundle of fairy figurines at Christmas, but they were really badly packed and they were all broken. So today I'm going to just quickly try and glue some of them back together. I've lost some of the bits, but they will turn up because I'm not someone that throws anything away. But I will repair the bits that I can as best as possible. This week I've also done, you will see in a tiny clip of it, the Anthony Robbins online course. It's his free course that he does once a year, and so that's been really amazing. I would love to go and do the Unleash the Power Within, but I don't think I can afford it at this time. So I'm someone who feels like if you're meant to do some sort of training, then the money and the teacher will appear and it will work out harmoniously. And despite what Anthony Robbins says, I would not try and take out what he got a bank loan to do his first big training for himself when he had a teacher, and I admire him doing that, but I'm not going to be doing that. So anyway, this today, you saw I made my St Bride's cross, which was really thrilling. I mean, it doesn't look like the other people on YouTube. It looks a lot messier, but it worked out in the end, so that was nice. I'm going to fix my fairies. I'm sure there were other things I was going to mention as well. Oh yes, last vlog I said I wanted to get my house cleared up and kind of really presentable by midnight tonight. I would say I've got 60% of my house done. it's the last night of Anthony Robbins training tonight, so I definitely won't finish. And in fact, there's more to do. I mean, so I wouldn't finish it even if there was no training tonight. But the bits I've done have just been transformative. They look so much better. And it's interesting, when you have a bit of peace, a little bit of quiet to sort things out and make decisions, ideas about how to store things and what to do just come to you. And that has been really lovely. I mean, some things I've been practically tripping over for months, and I've now put them away, and it's just been so good. So that's good news. And yeah, it's the end of January. I don't know if I've spoken about my goals. I would say one of my goals was to spend time with friends. So I did say that. I mentioned that already. And I would also say that my little seedlings for my goal setting sheet, they finally started to come up. I will try and remember to take a little film of that, which would be nice as well. I'm quite glad January is over. It's been a challenge. I think it's a challenge for everybody, unless, you know, you have your life perfectly in place and it's all going brilliantly. Then, of course, you know, no month is going to be different. And I guess that's sort of the goal we should all have. But right now, I will get on with doing my little fairy gluing session. And when I think I finished them, I'll show you what I've done. And then I'll put out my St Bride's cross. Kind of mid process of fixing the fairies. I think it will work. I really wish the people I'd bought them from had just packed them up properly. However, time to put out St Bride's cross. Well, here we are outside the kitchen. Apparently it should be hung on the kitchen wall to bring the good luck to the hearth. And I don't really have like a nail hanging up or anything that would be an obvious place to hang it. I could try putting it behind this cable. It might work. St Bride, I'm sorry if this is not appropriate, but I would like to have my house blessed. If I put this one in behind there as well. Apparently St Bride should come tonight, and if she sees my cross, she can bless it. So there you go. Must say the kitchen looks quite cozy in there. Okay, back to the inside. Hi again. Isn't it great when you find you've just recorded yourself for quite a big chunk with a big splotch of mascara on your face? You know, I love doing these vlogs, but sometimes I feel like you can definitely see why a whole crew of people is needed to make any kind of production. However, I don't have a whole crew of people. I've got me and the cat and these fairy figurines. So what I thought I'd do quickly now before my last Tony Robbins session starts, yay, is kind of decorate my kitchen shelf for kind of the Valentine season. Let me turn around. Yes, as you can see, it's a kind of glorious hodgepodge at the moment. But if we look here, I have a card about the goddess Aphrodite. I've been looking at some of the Valentine's Day decor, and I have heart-shaped things and stuff, but I decided I'd do it my shelf in honor of Aphrodite, who was, I think, the goddess of love and beauty, and she was born in the sea, or out of the sea. She emerges from a shell. So I will quickly just put together that shelf and show it to you, and then I'm maybe just going to call it a day for tonight, and I will finish off this vlog tomorrow. Okay, I will just get that arranged and show you what I've done. Okay friends, here is my Aphrodite shelf. I might try and show you again in the morning because it's quite, obviously it's dark outside. It's a mixture of like pink crystals and shells and pebbles that I've picked up from the sea, because obviously Aphrodite came from the sea. And then these two lanterns, you don't know if you remember, but I bought them when I was away filming ice twisters. I went to that garden centre, and now I think they're quite sweet. And I also have these strange little lights, which I don't even know what they came from. They're just kind of luminous looking. Let me go over here. This is kind of a cute thing that you would either love or hate. It's like two little sheep pulling a cart. And I wanted to put little flowers in there, but I didn't actually get any more flowers in. I might put flowers in there at some point. So at the moment there's just some crystals in there. When I bought this, the lady in the shop just gave me a look like, oh my goodness, I can't believe someone bought this. I've either got very good taste or really kitsch taste. So maybe I'll just put the light off for a minute so we can see it without the light, because I don't know if we'll see anything actually. Okay, here we are in the dark. It's quite eerie. I mean, I love Valentine's Day, and you know, a Valentine's gift is just wonderful. Who does not want to have a lovely card or a present from your loved one on Valentine's Day? But I kind of also find some Valentine's Day things are a bit kind of obvious looking. What a thing for me to say. I mean, I've got so many daft things, it's not true. But, Aphrodite, maybe this year you can make me lucky. I have a slightly strange relationship with Aphrodite, I think. I feel girls are so pressurized to be perfect and beautiful, and she was also the goddess of beauty. And, you know, also you should be, you know, have a perfectly lovely husband and, you know, everything kind of perfect. And I do believe in all that, you know, and I like things to be as nice and positive as possible. Yeah. Well, maybe Aphrodite's altar can be... I'm not worshipping Aphrodite, you know, I'm a Christian. I just... but I do feel a kind of energy from her. And maybe this year I can be more lucky in romance because of Aphrodite's good graces. Anyway, I like my shelf, even if no one else does. We'll look at it again in the morning. Okay guys, I just came back again for another second. It's interesting, when I saw these lanterns in that garden centre, I really felt drawn to buy them, and I feel that they're appropriate for Aphrodite because they're slightly Grecian looking and also make me think of lanterns on a ship in the sea. And this plastic coral, I remember I once had an idea I'd like to have an aquarium, and then I realised it would not be possible with my life. And also Cookie would have kept bugging the fish anyway. But I still got my plastic coral, and today it came in handy. Yeah. Okay, now I will go to make a cup of tea and watch Anthony Robbins, and I will see you tomorrow. Hi, Cookie! Okay, guys, well, yesterday was the last day of January, and today is now the 1st of February. I found January quite difficult, guys. But I'm grateful to it because many good things happened, like I was in Fire Twisters, that movie. And, you know, many lovely things happened, even this week. So, hello February, what will you bring? And because today is the day for feeding the fairies, that's why I put out this little candlestick. It's kind of fairy-like, but you'll see what I'm about to do in a minute or two. Good morning, friends. Well, today is Sunday, and it is February the 1st, and it is the time when traditionally you feed the fairies to bring good luck and fairy energy into your house. I only recently found out about this, but I was so happy to hear about it, and I've prepared a fairy feast. Well, I prepared my fairy food on a plate, which I shall now turn around the camera and show you. It's a pretty dreich day for the fairies, but this is the correct day to feed the fairies. So, okay. Okay, friends, so here is my whole sort of setup. I've lit a little candle. And yeah, got my diffuser of oil on. So apparently the fairies like to have sweet things, so I put in a couple of cookies. One of them I got free with a cup of coffee. I'm not buying a lot of biscuits now, but there you go. They like oats, so I got a little dish of oats there. They like water, they like milk. They like bread with butter and honey, so I put some little fairy bits of bread and butter and honey. I think that the plate the butter and honey's on was an Yves Rocher soap dish I once got, but I thought the fairies would like it. They also like sort of sparkly things and kind of twinkly things. I feel I've not known about this long enough to do a really great job, but that it's a start. I mean, next year I will try and do a better job, but now I'm going to put out the fairy offering, and hopefully the fairies will be pleased. I do love fairies, so I welcome them into my garden. Also, isn't this little owl cute? I just loved him. I got him in a charity shop the other day. Anyway, I'm going to now put the food outside for the fairies. So here it is. I'm afraid my garden is looking very murky. I've tried to put it next to my fairy fountain, which in summer would work. It's a solar fountain. and next to one of these foxgloves. It looks quite sweet. So anyway, thank you fairies for coming to my house and blessing me. Well friends, here we are at the end of the vlog. As I always say, if I don't come up with a better ending, I will close it off here. Thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate your support, and I will see you on my next vlog, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your week, and I hope it's a wonderful February for everybody. Okay, see you soon.